Hey, welcome to the second video in our 5-video series of the Berry Backoffice template in this Triggre Weekend Masterclass. And previously we added the review functionality for managers regarding our registrations. And today I'm going to create a dashboard for the supervisor or manager to see all the hours that have been registered. However, we also created a filter kind of thing that you can easily see it in a graph and in a table next to it. Who created the hours, who registered them, for which project, etc., etc. This is always one of my favorite ways to show data to people because it's very interactive and dynamic. And people really like it typically when they see it and when they use it. So let's go to the application first, and then I will show you things you need to think about when you create functionality like this. So we go to the manager, and as you can see here, we have a dashboard with our registrations. And it consists of form fields for the filtering, a graph with the data that meets the filtering, and a table which meets the filtering as well. And that's a nice part of this, that both items use the filters that you set up as well. So I can select, for instance, one or more employees. So I can say like, hey, I only want to see the hours of this person. And as you can see, the table on the right is changed, the graph has been changed, and it's done all automatically. And if I would add the second person as well, I get the total list again. I can also remove this filter and we show everything as well. And the same goes for the date from. I can say like, okay, I only want to see our registrations from the 31st. There you go. Or until the 31st. That's also possible. Really like how that works. But how do you create that for yourself? Well, let's go to the designer. And the nice thing about this is that you don't need any additional data items or properties in data items or flow parts. This is all created within a user flow itself. So let's go to the user flow, dashboard, our registrations. There you go. And what do we have here? Well, there's something that you need to keep in mind. We have the filters on the left side here, and that's on purpose. Because Triggre, in this case, we've divided this page into 2 sections, and this section can only use information which has been configured on this side. So if I would set up the filters on the right side, the table on the left side can never use that information. The reason why we do that is because if we would allow it in a different way, then you can create like circular filters that use each other's data, and that would crash your application. So we have to regulate that. We've decided that you can use the data on the left side, on the right side, but not the other way around. So the form fields aren't that complex. It's what you might expect here. You can select none, one or more, etc. But what you need to keep in mind are 2 things. You need to make sure that the filter on the table is exactly the same as the filter that you use in the graph, because in that way they interact in the same way. So yeah, if we go to the table, then we have to check the filter. And there's one thing that you need to keep in mind here, is that don't forget about the empty value. So as you can see here, we have the employee is empty, or employee is not empty, and the list of employees contains the registered bys. If I wouldn't add this specific function, the table wouldn't show any information at all if you don't select an employee. With 2 employees, it's still fine because you can select both, of course, but if you've got like 300 of them, that becomes quite a hassle to every time click them all together. So that's why you need to keep that in mind. Always define the empty and the not empty. So we've got 2 filters here, employees empty or employees not empty. But we also want to add the project filter. So that's why we use an and there we apply the same logic where we say project is empty or the project is not empty or listed. And the date from is empty or the date from is not empty and the date of the hour registration is larger or equal to. And well, the same goes for day 2, and that's how that works. This is something that you might need to fiddle around a little bit with the filters. If you get a little bit lost, I would always suggest to apply it to 2 filters first. Make sure that they work as they should, and then add additional filters. So for instance, in this case, first do the employee and project, and as soon as you've made that happen in a correct manner, add the date from, and after that add the date to. So don't overcomplicate it for yourself. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like this video. And if you can't get enough of the Triggre Weekend Masterclass, make sure to subscribe to our channel.